Welcome to the daily number workout for third grade. So welcome. It's our first day. So we'll be playing with numbers and we'll start with the number 1 and we'll go all the way up to 100. So today is the exciting day. You get to get familiar with this wonderful math muscle building activity. So let's start off. You're heading your paper. We're always using one sheet of paper to do this. Pretty simple. And after you have it written down, daily number workout number 1, then we're going to write word form. Word form. So the word form for the number 1 is O-N-E-1. Write that down. And then we're going to introduce the word factors. And factors are two numbers multiplying to get another number. So the factor pair for 1 is 1 times 1. If we have 1, 1, we have 1. So multiplication, 1, 1 equals 1. 1 times 1 equals 1. And we'll get in more depth with that as we go. Let's go on to ask our question. Is 1 even or odd? And we should all know 1 is an odd number. Odd. So write the word odd on your paper there. The next question we're going to ask is it prime? And so any number that only has factors of 1 in itself is prime. No other numbers multiplied together will give us whole numbers, will give us the number 1. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our next category, which is addition. So here we go. Hopefully you have all this written down. I'll give you a few more seconds to get it all down. And then the word addition. So we'll have 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 1 plus 5 equals 6. 1 plus 6 equals 7. 1 plus 7 equals 8. 1 plus 8 equals 9. And 1 plus 9 equals 10. And of course, 1 plus 10 equals 11. So you're going to start seeing patterns with what we're doing. And when we are adding 1 through 10 to our number of the day, we can see there's a pattern. We're just adding 1 more to each number. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're going to notice the patterns, okay? Let's go on to subtraction. And today we're subtracting starting with 10. And we're going to subtract 1 from 10, which equals 9. And if we were to go down and find the addition problem that is in the same family of numbers, we can see that when we take 1 away from the 10, we should have the 9. It's the same. They're all in different order, but 10 minus 1 equals 9, or 10 minus 9 would equal 1. So it's juxtaposed. All right, let's do 9 minus 1, which equals 8. And you can find that right here, the 9, and see that 8 and 1 equals 9. So we can say 9 minus 8 equals 1, or 9 minus 1 equals 8. All right, so 8 minus 1 equals 7. 7 minus 1 equals 6. 6 minus 1 equals 5. 5 minus 1 equals 4. 4 minus 1 equals 3. 3 minus 1 equals 2. 2 minus 1 equals 1. And 1 minus 1 equals 0. So there we have it, our subtraction. All right, we're going to go on to multiplication. So in our exercise, the daily number workout, we're doing word form, factors, factor pairs, addition, subtraction. Now we're going to do multiplication. So 1 times 1 equals 1. That means we have 1, 1. 1 times 2 equals 2. So let's go over here and we're going to add, basically multiplication is adding. So we're doing 2 ones. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. So this is 2 ones. Now we're going to do 3 ones. 1 times 3 equals 3. So if we add another one here, of course we get 3. And 1 times 4 equals 4. So if we add another 1 here, we get 4. Can you see how we're doing that down the side of our page? I'm going to move my paper up a smidgen so we have plenty of room for all that addition. So multiplication is basically a fast way to do addition. 1 times 5 equals 5. So if we add one more, we can see how this works. 1 times 6 equals 6. Now we can also say that 1 times any number is that number. So 1 times 7 equals 7. 1 times 8 equals 8. 1 times 9 equals 9. 1 times 10 equals 10. Also, we can look at this like number 1 times 3 would be 1 plus 1 plus 1, which equals 3. So there's 3 ones. You can do the same with 5 ones. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see how that looks right there? All right. So one thing we can also say is when we look at this, the answers are the multiples of 1. And of course, every single number that ever existed is a multiple of 1. And also we want to realize that the answer of a multiplication problem is called a product. So you can write that on your paper, product. So we're getting familiar with terminology in math. So let's move on to our next category. Make sure you can see everything. Our next category will be measurement. So I'm going to lay that right over here to give me more space on my paper. And I want you to write inches, feet, and yards. So we're going to use our number of the day to work with measurement. And we're not going into the depth on any of these. We're just writing them down, getting familiar with it. It's just helping us plant seeds of the knowledge of these different concepts and terms in math. So today is 1 inch. So we're using our number of the day. So we're going to write 1 inch, and inch abbreviated as IN. And that equals 1 out of 12. It takes 12 inches to make a foot. So this would be 1 inch would be 1/12 of a foot. And so we're bringing in our fractions here. And so we have a numerator of 1 and a denominator of 12. And yards, it takes 36 inches to make a yard. So this is just 1 out of 36. So this would be 1/36 of a yard. So don't worry, write it down, listen to the terminology, and eventually this is all going to make sense when your teacher gets to doing fractions this year. So inches to feet to yards. It takes 12 inches to make a foot, 36 inches to make a yard. Let's go on to our next category is centimeters, decimeters, and meters. So today is the number 1. So we're going to say we have 1 centimeter. And it takes 10 of these to make a decimeter. So we're introducing fractions here in this form. So it's 1 out of the 10. We have 1 centimeter. So it takes 10 to make it. So it's 1 out of the 10. You can write the words out of right here because that's what our line in our fraction means. And it is decimeters, DMs. Now, how many centimeters does it take to make a meter? That would be 100. So we have 1 out of the 100 meters, and it's abbreviated with an M. So 1 centimeter is 1/10 of a decimeter, or 1/100th of a meter. And that ends our number workout for today. Have a great day. I'll see you the next time with the number 2.